Welcome everybody to today's episode. We're going to dive into a continuation of a previous episode that we did, which we called What is Emotional Intelligence? Now we're going to dive into how to build emotional intelligence within yourself so that you are more effective within a company. Next to me, with very high emotional intelligence, both of you, Anna-Marie Meyer and Eddie Magane. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's give these people some advice.
Yeah, we're ready.
Now, leading a team, you guys both lead massive teams. You have to lead with emotional intelligence. A team that is led correctly with high EI and EQ skills is more productive, happier. The more happy your team is, the more productive they are. It's natural. But as much as you both are born with this incredible ability to lead, it's a taught skill. Now, I've written down a couple of points which we want to get into so that perhaps the people on the other side of the camera, or the screen rather, will be able to dive into that vast amount of knowledge that you guys bring to the table, and we can share it with other leaders. Now, the little piece that I wrote is you can improve your emotional intelligence with training, reflection, and deliberate practice, starting with self-awareness, and you can use these tips to do it. Now, being self-aware, I think, is the most important. You need to know who you are, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and work on them. That's the only way to improve. Now, the first point I want to touch is build interpersonal work relationships.
That is where you need to, in a positive atmosphere, get to know your people. You need to build a trustworthy relationship with them. Sometimes it's going to need you to take them out. Now, you all know I don't believe in the braai after work with staff, because what you do there and what you do at work might be two different things.
Agree.
But sometimes it's important just to take them out for a breakfast, have a cup of coffee with them, and especially in your work environment. So take them out of the stressful environment. They need to trust you. First of all, once they trust you, they'll be honest with you, because then you're going to get honesty.
Yeah.
And that is why it's so important to have that trust relationship. But sometimes just take them out, have a cup of coffee, and get to know them, because that is then going to move over to the regulation and assisting with the empathy, because you get to know those people.
I think trust will lead to encouragement, which will lead to you challenging them. Because if you challenge someone that trusts you, they'll be able to accept that feedback honestly.
Expectations.
100%. 100%. Next, you have to be positive.
Yeah. So obviously, we will come across challenges. Bad things will happen. But if you look back in everyone's life, in every industry, we have managed to evolve because of bad experiences.
Absolutely.
The sooner you start appreciating them and only seeing the good, seeing the lesson learned in the experience, and celebrating that now that we know this, we know we're not going to encounter this problem again, and see there's a happy moment. What's the point of being negative in any way? Nothing good comes out of it. Absolutely. So if you're able to replace any negativity, be it small, be it big, with a positive mindset, then you're good to go. You're always moving forward.
You want to face every problem like a challenge, which
yes.
it actually is.
Yes,
it's an opportunity.
And you're happy to see them.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, the next one, keep your stress in check. So, at the workplace, even a stay-at-home mom, stress levels grow. I think it's very important to have a practice of stress relief. Some people squeeze things. Some people go for a 2-minute or a 5-minute walk. Some people do breath work. It's very important to realize, okay, the stress levels are going up. What is causing them? This is activating me, with my emotional intelligence going down. I need to regulate. So reduce stress, EI goes up, breath work. Close your mouth, 5 counts up, pause, 5 counts out, pause. Do that for 2 to 3 minutes. Heart rate goes down, everything is clear. We can definitely take on the opportunity.
Gives you time to think about it. It's the count to 10.
100%. Schedule me time to think.
It's not only me time that's important. In a sense, in a workplace, me time is to set time out where you can plan your day, plan your projects, your tasks that you've got. Because the moment you do that, you've got a plan and you plan for the week ahead. Yeah. Then immediately your staff will know what it's expected from them. So your expectation level is understandable. It's clear, it's a clear vision, it's a clear goal, but it's only once you start by planning your own week. You can't just fall in on a Monday and think, well, it's going to be okay. You need to understand, and you can do that planning on a Wednesday or Friday, but that me time is, I take time off and I plan whatever I need to. My task, my project, new upcoming things that we're busy with. Yeah. You need to do that to manage those expectations eventually.
If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Definitely.
100%. Now, which one is this? Number 5. Number 5. Have a confidant or a mentor.
Yeah. So if you check out everyone that has made it in life has had a coach. You speak about your Michael Jordans. You speak about every champion that you've seen out there has someone that's watching from the outside. I always say, with each and every game that you play, if you really want to study the game very well, you have to watch from the outside. So imagine in your own space, you have someone that's looking at every move that you make. That person is most likely to be able to advise you that this gets your temperature here, that this makes you more excited. So maybe this is where you want to find yourself, and to get there, you can follow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. It's very challenging to analyze yourself whilst you're in the action. So you do need to speak to someone once in a while.
Yeah, that keeps accountability high as well.
Absolutely.
Not only, it's that clarity with the accountability, and you learn from that.
It needs to be someone that's not scared to give you feedback, though. Unemotional. Like, I'm not scared to hurt your feelings, both. Yeah. I'll give you feedback and you do the same. Yeah, sure. You give me feedback, I'm like, yes, that was a tough one, but thank you very much for the positive feedback. I'll take it, I'll learn, and I'll pivot, and I'll go forward. Beautiful, beautiful. Lastly, you can enroll on a EI course. Yeah. We've done most of them, most of the good ones out there, and we want to share the couple of points and tips that we've taken away from with everybody here. It's leading by example. You have to lead in a situation. If you want to be a very strong EI person, you have to lead by example. So you can't say, this is how you score goals, but then the team looks at you, but like you've never, you've never scored the goal. So if you say it is possible to do X amount of cars in a month, because we're in the industry, and I say to you, I've done it for 15 quarters in a row. There it is, it's possible. Yeah. Then you're leading by example. It's possible to write this APU, average per unit. This is how I've done it, so can you. Lead by example. Number 2, practicing empathy. Empathy is very important. Communicating clearly and positively, praising in public, and criticizing privately. So praise in public, if it's that time to get a little bit of a beating or a whacking, publicly. Privately rather. Yeah. Praise publicly and criticize privately. Creating a work environment that rewards emotional intelligence, listening actively, embracing feedback, providing emotional intelligence workshops or courses for all your team members. I think those are the tips that we took away from some of the courses that we've done. And hopefully this will raise your emotional intelligence levels, and hopefully you'll take 1 or 2 things away from you and apply them immediately. If you like this episode, please hit the like button. Also,
subscribe to our channel.
Ring a bell.
Thank you, and have yourselves a beautiful, emotionally intelligent day. Bye-bye.